Alright, I'm going to show you how to do an oil change on a John Deere L130. First off, open the hood. And I've learned we'll do the oil filter first and then we'll do the oil. Because you want the oil to drain out a little bit. So oil filter, it'll let a little bit out, especially if you just ran it. So make sure you have your oil filter wrench and a new oil filter. Usually for lawnmowers, use their 1348 for the oil filter size. And usually 1.5 to 2 quarts of oil, you know, depending on how big the motor is, which this is a 20 horse. So, oh yeah. And then your oil plug is over here, which I'll show you how to drain it once we're done with the oil filter. So, alright, make sure you have your oil pan underneath your oil filter. You probably will have a little bit of oil go on your frame. Obviously you will. That's why I have some rags. Get your oil wrench. Oil filter wrench. This one's a little tighter than what it should be. They should not come off this hard. Yeah, that was a little on the tight side. You're only supposed to tighten these by hand. When you tighten them by wrenches, you mess up the gaskets sometime. Which, yeah, you can see there's going to be oil coming out. I'll make a little trough, try to narrow the mess down to where it goes only in one spot. And I'll let that drain for just a little bit. You know, let it be out of there. And I'll take my finger, you used old or new, wet your ring with oil, because if you don't, it twists and it don't seal right. Oops, I hit the camera. Oh, this is the first time me doing the filter first. I figured that'd be a good idea. I would say it would be. It's not draining anymore. It's just a little bit there, which you're going to have a little remaining anyways. So we're going to move all that out of the way so I can get this put back on. And you want rags, because obviously it makes a mess. Just like that. No more tighter than that. It's all hand. And alright, filter's on. I'll clean up my mess. I don't like a messy, oily mower. I hate it, but alright, now we're going to go to the next side. Alright, well my other side, it quit dripping already because I wiped it all down. So I'm going to pull my pan over here. And sometimes it is better to turn your steering wheel so you get your drain pan in there a little bit farther. And you take the cap, you push, and you turn it to the front, and it just comes off. Just like that. Oh, see, I got my wire in the way. That's no big deal. That's, and when it's drained, I'll take the dipstick out, wipe it off, and I'll set it on top of the motor. that gives me a sign that, oh, I haven't put oil in it yet. So you don't blow up your motor by forgetting to put oil in it. So yeah, you can see it's draining. It's going to take a little bit. So I'm just going to wait. While it's draining, usually I'll change the oil or the inline gas filter, which that's already been changed. And then I'll check underneath. I'll check the air breather, which air breather's underneath here. I'll check that, which I know that one's been changed already, because when I put the new motor in. Oh yeah, and usually a good time waiting for my oil to drain out. I'll change spark plugs. You know, that's pretty much a tune-up kind of deal. Because usually you gotta wait for it to drain. I'm just trying to give you ideas of something that, you know, check into. If they haven't ever been changed, probably be a good idea. It helps make it run better. And while you're at it, you can grease your front end. There's grease zerks here, and then your wheels inside has got grease zerks. It helps to grease all that so they don't wear out on you. Most mowers I've dealt with, the oil takes 5W30. Usually that's why I put them all in. So, alright, it's down to a drip. I'm going to call that good. Make sure you don't have no dirt on there around your O-ring. You just line these two deals up, push it on, and then you turn it back. If that pipe's loose, which this one is, I'm going to tighten it up. Alright, I put the cap back on, it's locked back in. I tightened that tube up because it was loose. We're going to put some oil in it. As I said, usually 1.5 to 2 quarts, depending on what motor it is. $5W30. This one may take almost 2 quarts. I'll put 1.5 quarts and then I'll put a dipstick in there to see if it's full enough or not. As you don't want to overfill it. It's just as bad as not having any oil in it when you overfill it. One nice thing when you buy your oil jugs, usually they have where you can see how much oil you got in your quart. So you know you can put a half, 3/4, quarter, wherever you need to. So we're going to check it real quick and see where we're at. Always be safe than sorry. Oh yeah, it needs more. So we're going to go ahead and just put the other 1/2 quart in it. This may be a 2 quart. All right. Now we're going to check and see where it's at now. Oh, that'll read right. When you turn your dipstick, it reads wrong, so don't be turning your dipstick in the tube as much. Alright, it's full enough. And then you'll start it up for about 15 seconds, shut it off, and check it again, see if it's full enough, because you gotta fill up your fill filter, oil filter. I don't know if you can tell, it's right about there, which I think I'm going to have to add a little more because time it fills up the filter. it's probably not going to have enough. We're going to see though. I'm going to start it up. Yeah, I ran about 15 seconds. It's not going to read right. You got to wipe your dipstick back off and then check it again to see. Yeah, it needs it. It's just right on the add mark. So we're going to add about maybe a quart oil in it. Or a quarter of a quart. All right, I added that quarter quart. It brought me in right in between the two dots, so I'm good. I'm going to put that back on. And that's it of it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.